Hi, my name is Kathy Stricker. I will be one of the clinicians here at DayStar Natural, and I want to thank you for coming to DayStar Natural to get healthy and stay healthy. We're going to show you today how we are going to test you. When you are tested for nutrition, your body responds electrically, so to speak. So I'm going to give you a little illustration here of how your body works. I look at your body like I look at this lamp. Obviously the lamp is lit up, and every light bulb in there is lit up. When the light bulbs are not lit up, we need to fix those light bulbs. So that's what we're looking at, how we're looking at your body. We'll go into that a little deeper, explaining it this way. For example, your body has energy. That's like your brain sending the signals through every organ of your body. Just like this lamp has an outlet, which is its source of energy. The electricity flows through the cord into the lamp. Our brains flow electricity through our nervous system into our organs. If you've ever walked across a carpet, you zap somebody, and you not necessarily want to do it, but we do know that we have electricity in our bodies. So that's one way of looking at electric in our bodies. Another way of looking at electric in our bodies is called the energy ball. It's actually scientific fun at your fingertips. Later on, the girls will show you a demonstration of this energy ball. Right now we're going to use Autumn as our demonstrator. So this little ball has a light bulb, two small batteries, and two metal strips, which are really great conductors of electricity. So we need a source of electricity to turn this light bulb on. So Autumn's going to put her index finger right there on that prong. I'll put my finger here on this one, and then we'll gather hands, and we have an energy source. There's current running through our bodies. So that's what naturopathy is basically all about, checking the electrical system of our bodies, or the energy or the flow of electricity or the flow of energy in our bodies. How we do that here at DayStar Natural is we actually find an indicator muscle by using your arm. This is what's called nutrition response testing, design clinical nutrition, using not reflexology, but the active reflexes in our body. So I'm going to take her arm, and she's going to match my strength. So when I push down gently, her arm should lock. If it doesn't lock, we should have to go to the other arm. When I push down on this arm, and I'm not using much pressure, but her arm actually does not lock. So we'll go back to this arm, because what we found is that this arm locks. I'm applying more pressure on this arm, and it actually stays nice and strong for me. And the reason being is I'm looking at right here a muscle tone or a lock where this group of muscles actually is responding to my touch. So I need to see that when I'm going to touch her with my hand, which has lots of electrical fibers in it, against her body, for example, I'll be touching different organs as we go through. What's going to happen is as I push on her arm and I'm touching these organs, her arm will drop when we have to pay attention to a particular organ. So right now we're going to give you a demonstration of how that works, and I'll come behind her just so that she sees this, so you can see this. When I push on her arm, she locks. So I'm going to take my fingers to the bridge of her nose. When I put my finger there, she locks nicely. When I flip my finger over, we actually have broke the lock, and her arm drops. That's how I'm going to tell which organs are going to indicate that they need help, because when I touch an organ, that arm will drop. Now before we get started, there's two preliminary tests that we need to do, and that will be to check autonomic regulation and to check to see if neurological switching is a phenomenon where the brain has to talk to itself right and left. Here's how we accomplish that test. We take the arm that's been testing strong, and she'll point to her belly button, and I'll take my hand, which has a lot of fiber, electrical fiber here, and I will go to her navel. She'll put her hand down. Put your hand down alongside of you. Okay? And I'll put my hand here, and as you can see, when I do that, everything opens up nicely. That's telling me that the body is ready to be tested. Then I'll do the next test, which is called the neurogenic switching test. She'll put her pinky and thumb tip to tip on this side. I'll push on that arm, and she remains nice and strong. That tells me that she's correct on that side. Then we'll put her pinky and thumb tip to tip on the opposite side, and I'll push again on this arm, and she tests very strong. So now I know that she's ready for the full body scan. Now I'll be laying her down on this table. So she's going to lay down on the table here, and she's going to put her head down at the white cloth and her feet down at the black cloth. And I'll try to stay out of the way so that you can see, as we're testing her, how this whole procedure goes. So I push down on her arm. She remains strong when she lays down. And again, I recheck to make sure that she has a nice lock. And when I flip my fingers over, she unlocks. Again, I will check at her navel to make sure that she is open for regulation. And again, she'll put her pinky and thumb tip to tip on the right. We'll open that hand. She'll put her pinky and thumb tip to tip on the other side. And when I'm saying tip to tip, I don't mean making a V, I mean making a circle. So that's how we're testing that. Now she's ready for the full body scan. I'll do a brief scan on her just to illustrate this is how we locate the problems in your body. So as I touch her, she's going to, I don't know if you can come over here a minute, but we're going to test her this way. So when I check the frontal brain, she locks. Top of the brain, crown, central nervous system, pituitary, hypothalamus, pineal gland, frontal sinuses, eyes, maxillary sinuses, upper jaw, lower jaw, tonsils, and right there the thyroid unlocks. So we're going to pay attention to that thyroid. Then we're going to go to the left lung, the right lung, the thymus gland, the heart, the spleen, the pancreas, the stomach, the liver, the gallbladder, the small intestines, ascending, transverse, descending colon, sigmoid colon. In this case, she's a woman. It would be ovaries, bladder, uterus. In a man's case, it would be the prostate and bladder. Then we're going to go behind her and check her kidneys, go up a little higher and check her adrenal glands, her kidney, and her adrenal gland. So we only found that one organ needed support. So just like this lamp has probably about 6 to 8 inches of heat, your body also has about 2 feet of heat coming from it. Oftentimes women who will be cold at nighttime snuggle up to their husbands in the middle of winter, and their bodies are so warm they're throwing off heat. This is the heat we're talking about. Your body senses or recognizes whenever we put something into that heat or sensory energy field. Sometimes you'll feel like somebody's behind you. You turn around, you look, and there's another person there. And oftentimes that's because you are in their energy field and they're in your energy field. So your body can recognize heat. So at this point, we need to find out what is going on with her thyroid. So we have some homeopathic sample test kits here. These each tray represents some type of a stressor that the body is actually having a problem with. One tray actually represents her foods. Maybe there's some major foods that she has a sensitivity to. The other tray will represent immune challenges, such as a virus, a bacteria, a fungus, or parasites. The next tray represents chemicals and metals. And then it may be a simple thing such as an interference from a scar tissue. And that could just mean that even a belly button can be a scar tissue, because that is our first scar. And scars are like volcanoes. They're not always active, but when the body is under stress, that scar can interfere. Just as if I would cut that cord, the lamp would then stop flowing with energy and the lights would go out. This is what the body can do and how it can respond as a result of scars interfering in the body. So what we'll do right now is we will take these tester kits. We'll start with food challenges, and we're just going to lay that in her energy field. So we're going to take that here. She's going to put her hand alongside of her because now her body recognizes all of these homeopathic vials. We're going to take her arm again, and I'm going to touch her thyroid, and the thyroid does not respond to that. So she must have a pretty good diet, right, Autumn? Based on her grandmother's recommendations. Okay, so now we're going to test her to see if there's maybe an immune challenge. So now we'll touch the thyroid, and sure enough, there's something causing a little discrepancy that her body needs to clear something. We'll come back to that in just a minute. The next thing we'll do is we'll look for any metals. The body says nothing's responding there. We'll look for chemicals. The body says nothing there. And then we'll look for a scar tissue, which in this particular case, we are going to use some sesame oil. So I'm going to lay that on her, and we're going to come over here, and we're going to touch this. Now the body recognizes, okay, we're handling scars, we're putting that there, but the body says, no, it's not a scar. So now all we know is at this point is that she needs some repair work on an immune challenge. Well, first I have to find out which immune challenge is causing that thyroid to not respond, and I'm going to have her help me out. So we're going to take her hand, put her hand across the vials, and we're going to come up here and touch the thyroid again and see which one reacts. So she's putting her hand on all of these vials. There's 4 vials at a time. There's different categories. So we're going to have her put her hand here. And so far, we haven't seen anything. So we're going to try this one right here, and it locks. So that's my hint to how I can repair this scar tissue. So we're going to put your hand down here. Put your hand down here 1 second. We have several companies that we work with. Different companies such as Standard Process. We deal with Nature Sunshine products. We deal with Systemic Formulas. We deal with Premier Research and Energetics and a few others. We have quality supplements, quality vitamins that are all supplements that her body could respond to. So I'll pick a few that deal with the particular immune challenge that she's facing, and we'll try and see if maybe one of these will respond to her body. So we have some vitamin C, and we have nature's antibiotic, which is garlic. So I'm going to put this on her body, and just like this, we'll take her arm back up again, and we'll check that thyroid, and the thyroid really responded very, very well. So far we know that she does like garlic. We'll try the vitamin C and see if that thyroid's happy with vitamin C, and she groaned a little bit because she doesn't like garlic. But we'll help her get that down. So she didn't want vitamin C, so now we just have to figure out, okay, so her body does like some garlic, and that can help support that thyroid so that she has better energy and feels better all over. She'll sleep better. So we're going to put this in her body, on her body, and I want to do one more test before we complete this, and that is to illustrate how we're going to go back here to her vagus point that is right behind her left ear. I'm going to come back here and touch that, and she doesn't have any allergies to it. That's our allergy point. She's not responding to an allergic reaction, so that's good. She's got a nice strong lock. Now all we have to do is measure out how much does she need. So we're literally going to take the garlic pills out. She's going to open her other hand, her left hand, just like a cup. I'm going to place one in her hand. She's going to match my strength, and so far she likes one. One is really good. Then we're going to take another one. We're going to drop it in her hand again, but the body says 2 is actually too many. So your body can actually tell us how many to give you. So that completes our test. This is what we'll be doing. The girls will show you how your body responds, first of all, to the energy ball and give you an illustration there. They may do a quick screening on you, a body scan, and when I'm back in the office, I'll be helping you and we'll go through the full, complete test. Thank you for joining me in this video. Enjoy your day at DayStar Natural, and we'll see you soon.